So let's say you have a 1,000 amino acid protein, 1,000 letter word, a 1,000 amino acid chain, boom, 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 boom. Once it's put together, now it has to be folded. It's like taking a chain and going, and it has to be folded in a perfect and specific way. It's this folding of the protein that creates all of these really neat charges all over it. And then once it's folded, it goes off to some place in the cell where it accomplishes its purpose. This is taking place many, many times in every single cell. This is happening within your bodies right here, right now. It was happening in the body of Jesus as he was going through the passion for us, as he was being flogged already. The whole vitamin K sequence was going through all of this amazing, miraculous chain to try to stop the bleeding. And amazing biochemical processes were taking place, and they're taking place in your body right now. So you have these amino acid chains, thousands of amino acids long, these huge protein words, and they have to be folded in a perfect way. Now, the process, Dr. Pines says, considering the difficulties involved, the 6 feet of DNA in a human cell, one cell, 6 feet coiled up in there. The 6 feet of DNA in a human cell, which consists of 6 billion subunits, these are like little memory storage areas, or base pairs, coiled and tightly packed into 46 chromosomes, all of which must be duplicated every time a cell divides. Our general state of health is something of a miracle. No kidding. Well, just a real quick look at the process. A fellow named Dean Kenyon, he's now Professor Emeritus at San Francisco State University, but he co-wrote a book in 1969, which was the atheist's answer to what was emerging as an appearance of design. Because really from the 50s on, when Watson and Crick had defined the DNA helix, and it was like, whoa, man, this is a pretty complicated accident we got going on here. Scientists who are really paid to come up with naturalistic explanations for things, one of the very first steps you do is remove God as a variable. We're not religionists, we're not philosophers, but God is a scientific variable, as we shall see. Dr. Kenyon wrote this book, and what he tried to do was to explain that there was an appearance of design. In other words, the atheist says, well, sure, obviously life is here, and obviously it appears designed, and obviously the simple fact that we're here talking about it means it happened. So what? So what if it's a 1 in 10 to the trillionth chance? That 1 in 10 to the trillionth happened. How do I know? Because I'm sitting here talking to you about it. And that's the naturalistic explanation. And Dr. Kenyon and his co-author tried to explain there is a biochemical predestination that from the very first second of the universe, the nature of atoms and elements and molecules, from the very first nature of the universe, it just happened to be that way. And of course it's going to appear to be a design because it was already inherently in those atoms. And it's just a happenstance thing, and that's the way it is. And we'll talk about it for a while, and the universe will die, and then it's all over. But he began to realize, less than 10 years later, the author of this book that supposedly started answering these questions of design, the author of this book said, it is an enormous problem. How you could get together in one tiny submicroscopic volume of the primitive ocean, that's where they claim that the stuff of living cells kind of accidentally came together, the primordial soup. How you could get together in one tiny submicroscopic volume of the primitive ocean all of the hundreds of different molecular components you would need in order for a self-replicating cycle to be established. What he means by that is self-replicating, that it starts reproducing itself. Okay, we're going to look at that in a minute. And so my doubts, this is the guy who co-authored Biochemical Predestination, and so my doubts